So, what we are going to do in today's session is rebuttals, and as Medhansh very clearly pointed out, that rebuttals, in the most basic sense, mean that your opponent spoke something, and you have a problem with that. You want to reduce the kind of intensity or the kind of advantage that the argument of the opponents can bring to them, right? So you want to destroy their argument basically, and that is what you do in a rebuttal. Now there are kinds of rebuttals, and there is also how you do it, right? But I don't want to do it in that manner. So what I am going to do for you is that I am going to open the doc editor. Right. Yeah. Meanwhile, we'll come to what rebuttals are and how do you give the best of the best rebuttals. But before that, there's a very small process which you need to follow when you are giving a rebuttal, which is that firstly, it's a 4-step process. Firstly, you need to signpost me, right? Signpost basically means it's just a fancy term for it. You can simply understand it as pointing out which argument of the opposition you are attacking right now. For example, if opposition spoke that many Indians today are migrating abroad for better job opportunities, right? And you have a problem with this argument. So just say that my opponents spoke that many Indians today are migrating abroad for job opportunities, but so and so is the case. So just in as few words as possible, point out that what argument of your opponent are you trying to attack or you're talking about, right? Once that is done, the next thing that you need to do is that counterclaim. Counterclaim, or what's also called as counterfactual, or what's also known as you basically giving me an alternative, or rather what you are saying is the truth. So what you are basically trying to say over here is that whatever my opponents spoke is either false or bullshit, right? It's not true, it's not helpful. If that is not true, if that is not helpful, then whatever you are saying, that maybe you are saying this is not true, rather this is true, or maybe you are saying that they are telling you that their argument will have so and so impact, but it's actually not the truth. The truth is that they'll only have very little impact, which is this. So what you are saying right now is the counterclaim, right? That what was wrong in the argument and what is the right thing as per you. Now once you do that, the third step that you need to do is that the reasoning, right? You are saying something, they spoke something, now you are speaking something. Why should I, as the judge or as a normal audience, believe you more as compared to them? That is why you need to give me a proper reasoning for that, a proper reason for that, right? Reasoning is similar to what we had covered in argumentation in the previous class, right? I guess someone is there. Just a second. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Coming back. Right. So reasoning is just like what we had done in the argumentation class, that you need to give me a reason for whatever you are speaking, right? So abhi tak, in order to give rebuttal, what we've done, we firstly in the first step stated which argument of theirs are we targeting right now. In the second step, we say that they are speaking this, but this is what the actual truth is, right? So this counter claim that you are giving me is what you need to do in the second step. The third thing is that you said this, opponent said this. Why should I, as the judge, as the adjudicator, or maybe just as a normal audience, believe you more or your part more as compared to theirs? That is why you need to give me the reasoning for that. And fourthly, what you need to give to me is, just a second. Yeah. So the fourth thing that you need to do for me is the impact. Now, this impact is a little bit different from the impact that we had covered in argumentation. How is it different? The difference over here is that in this impact, what you need to tell me is that how does this rebuttal of yours change the debate, right? Changing the debate or changing the things would mean that they were spoken this, and that is why they were able to win this clash, they were able to win this argument. However, I just told you that this reasoning behind that argument was false, or the kind of impact that they were trying to achieve is something they will never be able to achieve. And for those reasons, the change that comes to the debate now is that this argument or this clash comes more to my side as compared to theirs, and that is why I win the debate. Right? When we'll do this with an example, that is when you'll be able to understand it. So four-step process: signpost, counterclaim, reasoning, and fourth impact. How does it change the things? What will be the new impact of this new understanding that we have got right now? Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go on.
Sir, in number 4,
Mhm.
what we have done in number 4, we have already done in 2 and 3.
Not exactly. See, the difference in number 4 and number 2 and 3 is that in number 2, you are just stating. Menash, do you remember that argumentation class that we had done?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Right? So there were
Even
four.
how to expand
Correct.
an argument.
Correct. So can you tell me the four parts that we did of an argument? That these four things are the ones that should be present in an argument.
So the first one was the title,
Mm-hmm.
the second one was the reasons,
Okay.
the changes, and the last one was impact.
Exactly.
Importance.
Right. Impact and importance. Exactly. So these were the four steps. Now think of your counterclaim as the title of that argument. Okay, it's similar to that, not exactly that, because title is very short. Counterclaim is a little bit more expanded, but yeah, it's similar to that. He was speaking कि उन्होंने ये कहा था, हम कह रहे हैं ये हो रहा है. चलो, done. Then the second thing, that is reasoning, is similar to the reasoning in argument. You were giving the reason for why your argument is true. Similarly, right now you are giving the reason that why your part or your counterclaim is more true as compared to your arguments. Then, third thing, in the impact over there, you used to tell that how this argument is going to maybe, let's say, help people or bring about better order in the society, etc. But here the difference is that you are saying that how this impact is changing this particular debate. For example, in a debate motion, if earlier by speaking certain things, opposition side was able to prove that maybe they are able to bring better economic benefit for the general masses. They were able to prove this. And now you come over here and you say how their point of economic benefit is entirely false. Once you've done that, the impact that it will generate is, or the how the things would change is that you can now say that based upon this reasoning and this rebuttal, the entire impact of economic outcome or benefit that they were trying to achieve is not there, does not exist anymore. As long as it does not exist, their side has no other benefit, right? And that is why this debate comes more to our side, or that is why we should win the motion, right? Or maybe earlier they were able to say that on their side economic benefit is of 1,000 rupees. You were able to say that on my side economic benefits is only of 800 rupees. So their side had more economic benefit. They were going to win, right? But now you come over here and you say how their economic benefit is only of rupees 500, and you proved it by reasoning. So the impact of this would be, or how things would change in the debate would be, that see, earlier they were achieving comparatively more economic benefit, and so probably they were going to win on that. However, now panel, now judges, we bring you more economic benefit, because now there is a new understanding in debate that their economic benefit is way less, that is rupees 500. So we should win the debate. That is the impact of this rebuttal. Is that understood?
Yes.
Okay, you can ask me to repeat again if you, that's not
So
clear.
you are trying to say that the other opponent has 1,000 rupees profit, and the and the and we have 500 rupees profit, and by a rebuttal we can prove that it is 500 rupees less, but the 1,000 because our opposition, the way the money he is earning is having other impacts, disadvantages impact.
Um,
That's what you are trying to.
no, not exactly this. Let's say that I was there in a debate and you were there in the debate. Okay? So I said that see, if you implement whatever I am saying, then every Indian's income, then every Indian will get 1,000 rupees more. Okay? And you were saying that you are going to give every Indian 800 rupees. Then who is winning right now? I or you? I, right? Now, what if you come over here and you say to the judges, understand, for so and so reason, whatever this Krishna guy over here is saying is not true, and the actual benefit that he will give to the people is not of rupees 1,000 but of rupees 500 only. So I Medhansh, like you are speaking right now. So mine Medhansh's benefit is still rupees 800, but this Krishna guy's benefit over here is only rupees 500 now, based on the new understanding that Medhansh Jain has given to the judges. Now who is on the better side? Right, exactly that. That is how you do this over here, right? So both the sides were proposing some benefits. Earlier, maybe my side or opponent side had more benefits. Now, instead of improving your own benefits, what you just say that you just are reducing their side's benefits. So automatically, comparatively, your side's benefits become higher. Okay?
So we can also say that it is almost impossible to pay 140 crore Indians 1,000 rupees, and 800 rupees is not suitable.
Right. So you are just giving me a reasoning for that. Exactly. जैसे मैंने कहा आपसे कि आपको उसके लिए रीजनिंग भी देनी पड़ेगी rebuttal के लिए. So right now you just gave me a wonderful reasoning for that. It is practically not possible to give every Indian 1,000 rupees. Great. Okay. So, do you have any other doubts, or shall we move on?
So we can move on.
Great. Now, once you've understood the process of giving a rebuttal, we come to the more important and interesting part. How do you give a rebuttal, right? So for that, we'll come to this notes app over here. The manner that you generally give a rebuttal is fourfold. There are four main ways in which you can give a rebuttal. Now, what are these four ways? Number one, you can say their argument is untrue. You can say their argument is not important. You can say that their argument does not have a lot of impact. Or you can
So we
say,
can say that
yeah,
my reasoning is more important to me.
right. So we can say all of that, right? So we'll come to these in detail. So these are the four main things that you can do. Untrue, no, not important, no impact, no or low impact, and better alternatives. See, understand what all of these things mean, okay? So untrue basically means, so again, we'll again understand this with the help of a structure of an argument. So we remember that every argument has four main things. These are, every argument has four things, which are title, reasoning, and
Impact,
importance. Great. So title, reasoning, impact, and importance. Now, if you were to say that your opponent's reasoning, if your opponent's reasoning is what is not right, or if there are logical gaps in that, if you are saying that, then it basically means that you are saying that their argument is not true. So if you attack the reasoning of your opponent's argument, you are trying to prove that their argument is untrue. Okay. The next thing that you can do over here is that you can show how their argument is not important. Of course, as the name suggests, to show this, you need to attack their importance or relevance to the debate motion, right? I'll come to it, but before that, let's just go in a serial order and let's just cover the impact first. So, here, right. So you can say that your opponent's argument has no or low impact. So right now you are attacking their impact, right? The third thing is that not important. So if you attack their argument's importance or relevance, that how relevant is this argument to today's debate, then you are basically attacking their importance and you are saying that their argument is not important. The fourth way could be that whatever they are saying may be right, maybe it has some impact, but there are better options available for us. There are better alternatives available to us, and therefore, like if you can earn 10,000 rupees, then why would you want to earn just 1,000, right? So if there are better alternatives, why would you want to do what my opponents are speaking when I can give you something better in exchange, right? These are the four main kind of rebuttals, which are pretty easy to understand if you understand it using the structure of argument that we've done before, right? How untrue basically means that you attack their reasoning. No or low impact basically means that you are attacking their impact. Not important means you are attacking their importance or relevance to the debate topic. And the last thing, that is, you are just saying how you can give them better alternatives as compared to the side opposition. We'll come to an example, but before that, is there any doubt in this? No? Great. So let's see an example. Yeah.
According to me, the most sufficient, simple, and easier one is the fourth.
Is the fourth? Maybe. See. You do not have a general handbook of whichever is easier, right? Maybe for you, the easiest option is better alternatives, but it largely also depends upon the debate motion and, more importantly, the argument that your opponent has given. Because your opponents are of different qualities, right? If someone is a weak debater, they might give you a very bad reasoning for their argument. So it will be easier for you to attack their argument's truth, right? You will just say easily that it's untrue. But if someone is a little bit better, then they might be able to show how their argument is true and as well as have impact. In that case, you might need to show how their argument is not important, or you have better alternatives. So which one is going to be the easiest, or rather the best option for you, is something that can only be judged by hearing your opponent giving that argument, because it depends upon that which one you should go with. Okay.
Sir, just one more deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the previous session, you told us that how to make arguments. Structure, you told us 4 ways.
Hmm.
So, sir, are these 4 ways like someone is using advantages and disadvantages? So, it is true that we have to use specifically any one of them.
So which one are you talking about? Are you talking about this structure of argument, or are you talking about the 4 ways of building argument that we done, benefits versus drawbacks, opposition to proposition, that?
Yes, sir, I was talking about it.
You
मैं
talk.
कहना चाहता हूँ कि जैसे आपने समझा था कि benefits versus drawback, also these are based on this. When to use this?
Right. So there, those are not ways that you need to always use. There are other ways as well. These are some just basic ones which can give you at a starting level at least good arguments, right? And yes, in every debate motion, not all of them are going to be required. In generally in school level debates, you only need to give 3 to 4 good arguments. Abhi, if you can get that using any combination of those methods. If you are able to get 3 arguments out of benefits versus drawbacks approach and 1 argument out of example to argument, that's it. You might not need other approaches. Similarly, if you are just able to get one argument from each approach, you might as well do it. So your goal should be just to get 3 to 4 good arguments. Right now, that should be your only goal. The approach might totally depend or vary upon the motion, right? As soon as you get the motion, just start implementing all those approaches one by one. Probably you will, as soon as you get 3 to 4 good arguments, you can stop using anymore. Okay? Is there any other thing that you were trying to ask, and probably I did not understand it well enough? Cool. Mir Havi, since you just joined right now, what we are doing is rebuttals, which is basically you trying to attack the arguments of your opponents and saying how their arguments do not stand true or are not as good as they are trying to propose. For which, these are the 4 ways which I think we covered after you had joined. So yeah, do you have any doubt in these 4 ways? Because you joined midway, so there might be.
No, sir, not right now.
Not any? That's great. That's wonderful. So now, let us see an example, okay? Let us maybe come over here. And yeah, there is another way as well to give a rebuttal, which is to show in exclusivity, right? And again, these are not 5 exhaustive ways that these are the only ways of giving a rebuttal. No, there are several other ways. These will just give you a good start, right? Now, this inexclusivity basically means that okay, whatever they are speaking is truth, right? They are gods, they are legendary people. Whatever they are speaking is entirely true. But we are also able to give you the exact same benefit, right? So this is also known as, which you need not remember this, but this is also known as co-opting the benefits, right? So it basically means that you say that they are able to give you ₹1,000, and I'm not saying that they won't be able to give you, but I'm just saying that even if they are able to give you ₹1,000, I as well am able to give you ₹1,000. In that case, when both of us are able to give you that benefit, the debate then comes to the other arguments, right? Where you might be winning the case. So, if the debate had 4 arguments, out of which 3 you were winning and 1 opposition was winning, or maybe there were 3 arguments in debate motion, 2 you were winning, 1 opposition was winning. Now you do not find any way of rebuttaling this third argument, right? So what you just say that okay, this argument does not go entirely to their side, because whatever benefit they are able to achieve in this third argument, we are also able to achieve the exact same benefit. So now the debate is, now we are coming to the impact of the rebuttal. So now how the things have changed with this new understanding is that out of the 3 arguments in the debate topic today, 2 argument goes to our side, and the last one is something that goes to neither, because both of us are able to give you that. As long as both of us are able to give you that, and the other 2 I do better, they have no reason to win this debate today. So that is what we do in the last way of rebuttal, which is in exclusivity or co-opting the benefits. Is this approach clear? Cool. So now, what we are going to do is that we are going to rebut an example argument. So let's say that we have this debate, we have this argument over here. Okay, so the motion is that online gaming is a curse for teenagers. I hope that everyone is comfortable with this motion. It's a pretty simple one, right? So, online gaming is a curse for teenagers. The argument is, I'm reading it out right now, that online gaming leads to time displacement for teens. Teenagers have limited time and energy. Excessive gaming can crowd out other important activities like sleep, physical exercise, socializing, etc. The impact of this shall be the lack of sleep can lead to fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and weakened immune systems. Physical inactivity can contribute to health problems down the line. Social isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness and depression. Falling grades can affect future academic opportunities. So, a lot of impacting here. The importance they have given is that a balanced lifestyle is crucial for teenagers' physical and mental well being. It sets the foundation for healthy habits and success in various aspects of life. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you both 2 minutes. It's 4:53 right now. I'll ask you again at 4:55. And what I want you to do is that rebut this argument using any of these approaches, whether say it's untrue, or say that it has low or no impact, or say that it's not that much important to the topic, or say that there are better alternatives, or say that it's inexclusive. Do any of these, whichever you want. Right? By the way, the last one is not the best one and is not suggested. It's like your last resort. If you do not have anything else, if you do not have any other way of refuting, then this is what you can go with. Okay. So yeah, 4:54 right now. I'll ask you both at 4:56. Rebut this argument on the left. The ways are given on the right. You can use any one way, or maybe more. It's up to you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
Meghalaya.
in the title they are saying online gaming. So online gaming says specifically Free Fire, Call of Duty, or any game.
Any kind of online game. Free Fire, PUBG, Call of Duty, all of those games. Any kind of online game. Great. So both of you are already prepared. And because Medhavi raised her hand first, so Medhavi, you go first. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to rebut the point that online gaming prevents socializing with friends and family because it actually promotes teamwork and instills confidence in the individual. Um, and also they learn how to collaborate and uh, work together. And also it also is an obstacle in school books, but actually it can help the students to uh, take inspirations from the online platforms available to them.
Okay, so I'll come to it. But before that, Medhansh, what do you have for this?
So, sir, like the opponent said, online gaming leads to displacement for teens. It is said that physical exercise, socializing, and friends and family and schoolwork. Then it is not totally true that they free fire and Call of Duty. They can play also mind games like brain out four and puzzle games which can they increase their vocabulary in English and also increase their mental health. Games like Free Fire and Call of Duty can be addicting and can lead to time deficit, but they also increase the confidence and also increase hand-eye coordination. Playing with friends cannot. Playing with friends can be socializing with friends in games can lead to being happiness. So, like the opponent said, we cannot affect the. It cannot do social isolation because we can play games and talk with friends online.
Okay. Medhavi, you want to say something again?
Yes, sir. Sir, like there are so many famous gamers in today's world who are earning a lot of money just by playing online games.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, uh, your arguments are good. आप सभी के arguments are good and that's fine. But the problem with your arguments is that these are counter arguments. These are not rebuttals. And what I want you all to do right now is rebuttals, not counter arguments. I'll tell you the difference, right? Okay? Probably it's not clear to you right now. I'll tell you the difference. Understand? When I give you this motion right here, okay? And now, if you're just giving me some other benefit, some other advantage that online gaming can bring, that's what we call as a counter argument. So you're just giving me a new argument from the other side, right? That's good, and that's something that you should probably do, and that is also something that you should learn. That's great. But right now, what we are doing is rebuttal. So what's the difference between the two? The difference between a counter argument and a rebuttal is that in a counter argument, you gave an argument to your own side, right? However, in a rebuttal, you just destroy their side. Now, giving a counter argument as well is pretty much very, very important, and probably at times way more important than giving a rebuttal, right? However, because right now I would just want you all to learn how to give a good rebuttal. That is why we would focus on to the rebuttals. So I'll just ask Medhansh what he has to say, and then I'll give you an example. Probably then it would be clearer. Yeah, Medhansh.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, like that, if they are against the motion, the example is
Okay. So I'll tell you two things right now. See, firstly, as any that is in this motion against the motion does not exist only. Okay. In every motion there exists a for side and there exists an against side. मोशन बनाने वाले लोग पागल नहीं होते, राइट? दे डू हैव अ रीजन बिहाइंड व्हाई दे आर फ्रेमिंग दैट मोशन. Over here as well, I think you don't have a problem with the debate motion, but probably what you are saying right now is that this argument is something that is something which you cannot rebut. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, there are many times things which are from a general view true, but what your skill as a debater should be is actually to show how the real truth is not actually the truth and somehow make people believe it. Right? मतलब a debater is not a person who can prove to you that हाँ सामने जो दूध रखा है वो दूध ही है. If a person is able to prove to you that no, this thing right here is not milk, rather it's alcohol, then that is a debater. Okay, so we'll see this example, and yeah, and this one is probably not something that is very difficult to prove that it's not true. Maybe right now it is for you guys because you are just learning it, right? And that should be difficult right now. I mean, uh, I would have just been shocked if you guys did it right in the first go. But once you learn how to do it, then it won't be that difficult, even for this one. So let's try doing this together. Yeah. So the reasoning that they have given that online gaming leads to time displacement for teens, the reasoning that they are giving is that teenagers have limited time and energy. Can we say that teenagers have more time and more energy? Yes, we can. We can say so. Right now, we are showing how their argument is untrue. Again, you don't have to use all these 5 ways that we had learned. That again, if you attack their reasoning, then you are saying their argument is untrue. If you attack their impact, you are saying their argument has no or low impact. If you target their importance, you are saying their argument is not important. Or else you can also give better alternatives, or say how the benefit that they are bringing, you can bring the exact same benefit. So you need not use all of these 5 ways, but because right now I need to make you understand it, so I'll be using multiple of these ways. For you, using just one might also be enough. Okay. So the first thing, in order to show how this argument is untrue, I'll say that firstly, teenagers do not have limited energy, have limited time and energy because of course, um, they are at an age where due to hormonal changes, ignore the spelling mistakes, the energy that they have is generally very high. But then let's say that this reasoning of mine does not go well with everyone. Not everybody accepts it. So let's come to the next line. Excessive gaming can crowd out other important activities like sleep, physical exercise, socializing with friends and family, and schoolwork. So how I'm going to do is that excessive gaming, in order to show this is untrue, I just need to show that how excessive gaming cannot lead to all the things that they were saying, cannot actually crowd out other activities, because all of them as well are pretty important for us to do, and so we will do them no matter how much we like gaming. For example, of course, teenagers sleep less, not because of gaming, but because of their hormonal changes. Even if this gaming was not there, they would have still been sleeping less, right? Even then, these teenagers, when they are really sleepy, do put their games aside and sleep, right? So as long as they are as long as they are sleeping when the need is actually there, it's not a problem. Then you talk about how they're not doing physical exercise and not socializing with friends and family. Um, Seeing that they are not socializing with friends and family is again untrue, because once again, just like every other human, these teens are as well social animals, and their body as well wants other people and friends and do crave. They might at times keep their game above friends and family, but there are also several times when they want to go to, let's say, that friend's birthday party, or to their cousins during summer holidays, etc. So it's not like they are they are completely getting cut off from everyone. I just turn this to full screen for everyone. They are still interacting with other people. Okay. Then they talked about how education is taking a step back, right? They are not completing their homework, etc. So again, I can say that these teens again are not getting completely away from their studies, because still they do have the pressure and punishment system, etc., from their teachers, parents, and also they themselves have, like everyone, the urge of getting scoring more, right? So again, they are not getting completely, I'll come to that, away from studies. So within reasoning itself, I've given around 5 points to show how their argument is untrue. Okay, then we'll come to the next thing, how maybe their argument is true, but even then it does not have, I'll come to it, but even then it does not have that much impact as much their side is trying to prove, right? But before I come to the doubt and before I move on to this impact wala thing, another thing which is important for you guys to understand is that rebuttals are generally at a scale, right? And what do I mean by that they are at a scale? It means that रीबटल का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपने ओपोनेंट के आर्ग्यूमेंट को पूरी तरीके से ख़त्म कर दोगे, नहीं, कभी कदार कर पाओगे, ज़्यादातर वो नहीं कर पाओगे, बट इसका मतलब बस ये है कि एक स्केल पर अगर वो 100 पे 100 का इम्पैक्ट अचीव कर पा रहे थे, तो आपके रीबटल की वजह से उनका इम्पैक्ट कम होकर 70-60 इस पर आ गया। तो अगर आप थोड़ा सा भी उनका इम्पैक्ट, उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट की वेटेज, उसकी पावर कम कर पा रहे हो एक स्केल पर, तो उसका मतलब ये है कि आपने एक अच्छा रीबटल दिया हुआ है। एंड ये ही किसी भी रीबटल का पर्पस होता है कि बस आप उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट को ख़त्म ना कर पाओ चलेगा, बट एटलीस्ट एक स्केल पर उसको कम कर दो ताकि आपके बाकी के आर्ग्यूमेंट्स और ज़्यादा अच्छे लगे एज कम्पेयर टू ये मिनिमल एडवांटेज जो उनकी साइड ले पा रही है इस पर्टिकुलर आर्ग्यूमेंट में। हाँ मेरांश, जल्दी से अपने डाउट पूछ लो, फिर हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं।
Sir, the third argument I've seen that.
ओके, आई गॉट व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, राइट? बट जैसा मैंने आपसे भी कहा कि रीबटल का पर्पज़ ये नहीं होता कि आप उनके आर्गुमेंट को पूरी तरीके से ख़त्म कर दो। आपका पर्पज़ बस ये होता है कि आप उसके वेटेज को गिरा दो, कम कर दो, राइट? तो यहाँ पर जब मैंने देखो, एक तो जब मैंने पहले बाकी चीज़ें बोली तो उससे ही उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट की वेटेज काफ़ी ज़्यादा गिर चुकी है। बट जब मैंने ये वाली चीज़ भी बोली, हो सकता है इससे वेटेज बहुत ज़्यादा ना गिरे, बिकॉज ज़्यादातर लोगों की पढ़ाई ख़राब होती है। बट मैं बस ये दिखा पा रहा हूँ कि कम से कम कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जिन पर पेरेंट्स का, टीचर्स का या बस अपने दिल का प्रेशर होता है कि नहीं मुझे ज़्यादा नंबर लाने, एंड इसलिए उनके केस में ये चीज़ नहीं होने वाली है। तो अगेन, हो सकता है मैं सारी जगहों पर इस आर्ग्यूमेंट को नहीं जीत पाया, बट मैंने एटलीस्ट एक स्केल पर जहाँ पहले उनका इम्पैक्ट 1000 था, मैंने उसको कम करके लेट से 600-700 कर दिया। वही वो होता है पर्पस किसी भी रीबटल का, राइट? प्लस देन जब मैंने ये 5 रीजंस दिए हैं, हो सकता है कि थर्ड वाला एज को ना जमे, जज को उतना सही ना लगे, बट वो थोड़ा तो इसको लेगा, एंड फिर ये 5 जब थोड़ा कन्विंस करते हैं तो कलेक्टिवली उसका इम्पैक्ट अच्छा खासा हो जाता है, एंड सामने वाले का जो आर्ग्यूमेंट है उसकी वेटेज काफ़ी कम हो जाती है। ओके, चलो, now if I were to show that their argument even if true does not have a lot of impact, तो मैं कैसे बोलूँगा? देखो, उन्होंने क्या कहा कि ये चीज़ें हो रही हैं, फिर उससे उन्होंने इम्पैक्ट दिया कि लैक ऑफ स्लीप से फटीग होता है, डिफिकल्टी कंसंट्रेटिंग, वीकेंड इम्यून सिस्टम, फिजिकल इनएक्टिविटी कैन contribute to health problems down the line, social isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, depression, falling grades। ठीक है, तो इनका जो इम्पैक्ट है ये फ्लॉलेस है, इसमें मैं कोई कमी नहीं निकाल सकता। ठीक है, मैं इसमें कोई कमी नहीं निकाल सकता, तो मैं इसको इस वाले तरीके से डील ही नहीं करूँगा। जैसा मैंने आपसे कहा कि हर आर्ग्यूमेंट को हर तरीके से डील करना ज़रूरी नहीं है, तो मैं इसमें नो या लो इम्पैक्ट वाली चीज़ नहीं करूँगा। ठीक है, अब मैं अगली चीज़ पे आ जाता हूँ। इम्पोर्टेंस क्या दी थी इन्होंने? इन्होंने कहा था कि a balanced lifestyle is crucial for teenagers' physical and mental well-being. It sets the foundation for healthy habits and success in various aspects of life. ये इन्होंने अपनी इम्पोर्टेंस दी है। अब इस इम्पोर्टेंस के लिए मैं क्या करूँगा? हाँ, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, मैं कहूँगा हाँ, बैलेंस लाइफस्टाइल टीनेजर्स की लाइफ में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। लेकिन मैं इनसे क्या कहूँगा, मैं इनके इस इम्पोर्टेंस को ऑप्ट करूँगा, या फिर जैसा हमने पहले समझा था, इन एक्सक्लूसिविटी दिखाऊँगा। मैं कहूँगा कि कैसे ये बैलेंस्ड डाइट और ये बैलेंस्ड लाइफस्टाइल कैन स्टिल बी अचीव्ड even if that child plays online gaming, right? But rather it will be better off on our side. Why is that true? Because see, most of these kids who play games are not the ones to be doing it all day, right? They still manage their other stuff as proven above, right? Which means that now that they have more things to manage, more things क्यों? क्योंकि अब उनको ये एक गेम भी मैनेज करना है, राइट? तो बट उनका टाइम तो लिमिटेड है। Their time managerial skills in the longer run improve, right? Because 24 घंटे ही है, आता हूँ टॉप पे, रुक जाओ। बिकॉज 24 घंटे ही है, तो अगर वो यहाँ पे भी टाइम लगा रहे हैं तो उनको बैलेंस्ड लाइफस्टाइल के लिए सीखना पड़ेगा कि वो कैसे टाइम को और अच्छे से मैनेज करें, राइट? अब मैं कहूँगा कि कंसिडर पैनल और कंसिडर जज, रुक जाओ भाई, आता हूँ डाउट में आपको, ठीक है? कंसिडर जजेस how their lives are only getting to are only going to be more and more intense, right? As time passes by, they'll have more stuff to do, and therefore, uh, for them to learn this skill of time management is way more important, and is really required, right? So as time passes by, this skill is really required for them, and also will lead to a balanced lifestyle, right? So right here what I am saying is that not only, so ultimately on our side, not only do the majority of kids learn to manage their time well and get a balanced lifestyle, making their argument inexclusive, but at the same time, it is also giving them a valuable skill of time management, which is way more important for these kids. Now, let's talk about those kids. Let's talk about those few who play for long hours. For these kids as well, they still do have other stuff. They still do need to manage their studies a week before their exams. They still do need to give time to their friends, to keep their friendships alive. And so, the scale might be different. The intensity of change might be different, but they shall as well learn to manage time and things. That is, their interests and their other कमिटमेंट्स. ठीक है, तो मैंने यहाँ पर ना केवल इन एक्सक्लूसिविटी दिखाई है, बट इसी के संग मैंने इम्पोर्टेंस भी कहीं ना कहीं कवर कर ली है कि कैसे मैं जो ये तुमको इन एक्सक्लूसिविटी के संग बेनिफिट दे रहा हूँ वो उनके बेनिफिट से ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट है. ओके, हाँ मितांश, अब बताओ.
Sir, we can also say that, for example, board exam is going on of teenagers.
For example,
Board exam is going on teenagers.
राइट. सो जैसा आपने कहा कि स्ट्रेस, कंसंट्रेशन, सारी चीज़ें वो हम एक नए काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट के तरीके से दे सकते हैं. हाँ, एंड यहाँ पर भी जैसे हमने अभी इंपॉर्टेंस में दी तो वहाँ पे भी थोड़ा बहुत बात कर सकते हैं, बट क्योंकि एक अच्छा पॉइंट है स्ट्रेस एंड प्रेशर मैनेजमेंट वगैरह, तो इसको क्योंकि अच्छे पॉइंट है तो इनको एक्सपैंड करके एक पूरे आर्ग्यूमेंट की तरीके से देना बेहतर होगा. ठीक है, ये तो हमने एक छोटी सी चीज़ यहाँ पे कही थी तो उसको इंपॉर्टेंस में ही कवर कर लिया, इतना ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं था. एंड हाँ, जैसा आपने कहा कि अब अगर उनके एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं तो फिर उनको पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. सो आर रीजनिंग डज स्टैंड ट्रू दैट दे विल हैव टू लर्न टू मैनेज टाइम ड्यूरिंग देयर स्टडीज और 1 वीक बिफोर देयर स्टडीज, तो उनको मैनेज करना पड़ेगा. और कुछ कह रहे थे आप? नहीं, आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट्स काउंटेड एज एन rebuttal और इट्स काउंटेड एज एन आर्गुमेंट. How a thing is counted will be on the basis of how you present it. But the thing is कि कुछ चीज़ें ज़्यादा सॉलिड होती हैं, राइट? तो बेहतर होगा कि आप उनको एज एन आर्ग्यूमेंट दे दो रादर देन एज एन रीबटल देना, क्योंकि रीबटल देने में आप वो चीज़ बोल पा रहे हो कि आपके पास ये बेनिफिट है, बट उससे ज़्यादा आप ये दिखा रहे हो कि उनके पास ये बेनिफिट नहीं है, तो वहाँ पर आपके वाली चीज़ पर उतना ज़्यादा फोकस नहीं होता है। बट जब आप एक अच्छा पॉइंट दे रहे हो, जैसे स्ट्रेस रिलीफ की आपने बात करी या और चीज़ें जो आप लोगों ने पहले बोली थी, तो क्योंकि ये पॉइंट्स अच्छे हैं इसीलिए दे डिज़र्व टू बी एक्सपैंडेड अपॉन, राइट। दे डिज़र्व कि हम उनको पूरा जैसे स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एन आर्ग्यूमेंट समझा था ना, वैसे इनकी रीजनिंग, इम्पैक्ट, इंपॉर्टेंस सब बताए, तो इसीलिए फिर इनको एज अ आर्ग्यूमेंट पेश करो और प्रॉबेबली तुम अपने केस को ज़्यादा अच्छा बना पाओगे। बाकी छोटी मोटी चीज़ें तो तुम चलो रीबटल में कवर कर ही सकते हो, ठीक है।
Yes.
Okay. So yes, that was primarily everything in today's class, which was that 5 major ways of doing a rebuttal. This list of is not exhaustive, but yeah, generally these are the ways to do it. That you attack your opponent's reasoning and say that their argument is untrue. You attack their impact and say that their argument has no or low impact. You attack their importance or relevance and say that how their argument is not so very important for this debate motion. You say that there are some better alternatives available, or you just say that how their benefits are inexclusive. Right? This one is not suggested. Do it only when you don't have any other option. Then we understood that counter arguments are different and rebuttals are different. Though you can give your thing as any counter argument or rebuttal, but if you are giving a solid point, like if you want to focus more upon your opponent's arguments and destroying it, then give a rebuttal. But if you want to focus more on the benefits of your argument, then give a counter argument. Right? That is how you should present it. Finally, we did an example, and also we understood that how these rebuttals need not destroy your opponent's argument entirely. They should just reduce the scale or the intensity of your opponent's argument. That was all for today's class. Are there any doubts? No? Cool then, everybody. I'll share the recording, and as said, it would be deleted in 48 hours. By the way, since you guys are here, the next class, which is scheduled on the 3rd, is a mock debate, and it won't be a class. What would happen is that I'll give you all the topic at 4 p.m. our class's timing. You'll have a 1 hour preparation time. You can use internet, you can use other sources. Do not use AI. So you can use all the sources, and by 5 p.m. you need to submit it on a form that I will send. You need to record your video and submit it on the using the form link, right? And I'll review it and give the feedback to you personally to everyone. Okay, that is how we'll be going about for the next class. Okay, so it won't be like this traditional meet wala setup. Is that understood? Any doubts in that? No? Cool then. So I'll be turning off the recording. Thank you so much, everybody. You all have